ஃபார்வர்டு அப்படியே பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கணும். கொஞ்சம் ஸ்டேல நின்னா கட் ஆகுதுல்ல. ம்.
ரொம்ப நேரம் நிக்க கூடாது ஸ்டேல.
இருக்கக்கூடாது.
இருக்கேன்.
ம். இது
நான் பார்க்குறேன். நீங்க ப்ளே பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கணும். 5 மினிட்ஸ் போடுறோம்.
டெஃபினெட்லி. ப்ளே பண்ணிட்டேன்.
So, good morning, sir. I am Majid. I am your host today. Let me just take you through our factory, Nadi Airtechnics Private Limited, and I find myself immensely happy to take you through this. This is our factory located in the suburbs of Chennai. We are having a built-up area of 1,53,000 square feet with all the modern sophisticated machines. We have our roofs implanted with the most modern solar powered panels so that we can take care of the sustainability part for our factory. As you can see, takes the solar panel on our roof, as you can see, takes care of almost 50% of our power consumption. So that's one part. Like we discussed yesterday, so my prime agenda will be to take you through our process, starting from the material inwarding till the final finished or the assembly and testing and final printing and dispatch. So kindly bear with me if there is any issue in between, but we will try to be as precise as possible. So in the meantime, while the drone gets set up in the inward area, let me just give you a glimpse of our alternate power supply options also. So we have a DG set, uh, generator set, which can take care of up to 1000 kVA power. Um, we have our main plant is having 8 bays, as well as there is a new additional extensions or the the expansions that we have done for our food as well as the packing areas. So this what we are seeing here is our main factory. are going towards our raw material or the bought out inward area. Just give me a second. So I just check. Yeah. So this is our source. Like in the while we start, let me just tell you, our main factory bay is bifurcated into 8 bays. Each bay is supportive to the next one or feeds the next bay. So this is bay one, what you are seeing now, or our high value bought out stores is our bay one. The raw materials or the all the bought out items like motors, bearings, the belts, all these things will be received here. Have a dedicated quality team who will be inspecting all the inward parts that is received. Once received, we have our dedicated quality people who will be receiving it here, and the source team will be receiving it here. Like that's our quality desk. So all the documents will be verified here. Till that time, all the materials will be in the custody of the quality team. Once the quality is cleared, or the documents are verified, all the parts dimensionally and aestheticals, everything is checked, then only it moves to the main racks. Till that time, it will be available here with the storage team in the inward receipt area. This is our inward receipt area. So if there is any issue that is moved to the rejection area, as you can see over there, which is marked in the red. Rejections, it will be moved to the non-conformance area, and if it is still, it will be moved back to the supplier for replacement. So once it is cleared, it will all the items will be moved here into the respective racks. So we follow the FIFO methodology. So all the bought out items, as we intimated yesterday, we have two verticals in our business. One is railways, which is a long-term business. So we keep a certain amount of raw materials and bought out items in stock because based on the long-term delivery visibility. For the domestic items, we procure it or motors or certain items as stock, or we keep certain items in stock based on the long lead time, like bearings, bearing housings and all. Pulleys, belts, motors, and all these things will be procured against the job. Once it is cleared by the quality, it comes here into these racks, as you can see over here. identification marks so that this is taken or retrieved back when the job is taken for assembly. Yes, you have any points to discuss, please make a note. And like we discussed yesterday, we will have a separate call and we can I can clarify you all the points. Specialized slabs for one-time project items. Let's with 4 months of items in stock because of the long lead time and delivery criticalities. I said this is our day one. I value get over here. While we are seeing it here, the process that is being followed is in of the manufacturing order for any of the job. Because once we receive an order, the engineering or the order gets transferred after all the technical clearance, techno commercial clearance. The order is transferred to the factory or the operations team for execution. As the first step, the engineering team releases a full set of manufacturing drawings, which includes the bill of material. As part of the process, the bill of material gets shared with gets added into the ERP system, and the copy also gets shared with the storage team, who will validate the availability of the material in stock from the items that we are having here, and the rest of the items or the shortfall items get ordered as per the requirement. That is what we receive here in the stores. And once the assembly team gives the metal requirement slip, these items will get issued for the assembly of the job. Now let me just take you to our day two. While the visual gets transferred for the day two. Uh, the process like the bill of material, what gets transferred here as part of the manufacturing drawing, what is received, that's moved on to the that's one I did. The all the manufacturing drawings gets passes gets reviewed by the nesting engineers. These gets transferred onto the nesting software, all the and the components component also gets transferred onto the nesting software, and they get an output of the most effective or the efficient way of cutting, minimizing the scratch while cutting. So that is what happens in baking. Once the nesting is completed, the document gets transferred onto the respective ministries for the cutting, which will be done by the dedicated manager of the CNC cutting area. Our way to we are going to also. Yeah. Let me just start from the beginning where the raw materials are received. It's our baking. We have two plasma cutting machines and one laser cutting machine in this area. Day two, this is our raw material receipt end. So like we saw over there in day one, where we receive our high value bought out items. This is the area in day two where we receive our raw materials like plates, structural samples, everything. So we have a dedicated team who is sitting here who will be receiving the material. So we keep a certain amount of material in our stock, in structurals and raw materials. So we deal in mild steel, high strength steels, aluminum, stainless steel. This is 304, 396, hard ox, all kind of raw materials. Or we fabricate in all of these metals. So have both based on the plates or the sizes of the plate, we have two different kinds of tracking system. So initially, once the raw material is received, it passes for the lab testing. So once it is cleared, this gets moved or the quality cleared, then it gets moved on to these racks what we see over here. So like I was saying, we have two kinds of racking system. One is the vertical racking and one is the horizontal racking. Horizontal rackings we generally use for the longer plates, like you can see. Vertical ones is for the smaller plates or up to a size of 1.5 millimeter size. All the raw materials, as you can see, after it is passed, there is a color coding for identification. So as you can see over here, the team identifies the plates based on the color codings that is given over here. So every plate will have the required, after the testing, the required color codings mentioned. So this is our plasma cutting machine done. So area is specifically, we are, and we are, as part of our expansion, we are going to have one more of the laser cutting machines. So this area on your left, what we see as vacant is identified for the new machine. So as you can see, we are passing plasma machine one. Uh, on your left is laser machine. This is a visual plasma machine two. Is our laser cutting machine. So in plasma, we can go up to let's see over there. We are moving on to whatever part we are cutting over here. Once it is cut, then there will be an identification sticker that will come. So manufacturing drawings, one can see you get a serial number allocated to that. So serial number and an ID number. So all the materials once cut, we will have a identification sticker pasted on that and the job serial numbers and all those things. So day one was our bought out. Day two is our cutting area. Day three is our spinning area. We have a dedicated area to with some stainless steel applications. Of the spinning, we are making much of spinning. All the machines, all the spinning activities that we do over here are for basically for the shrouds, cones, the impeller shrouds, the inlet cones, other spun components, which is part of the airflow process or as part of the fan, like silencer cone, inlet cones. That we are all done here. Whatever we do the spinning, it is all done against a die or so all the dice what we can to the left you can see that on the racks all the dice will be kept over there. Each for each fan model there is a dedicated die that is kept and it will be the spinning will be done against that. The dice are made on our dedicated lathe which you can see over here in the spinning area itself. So if at all there is a new product development or a new dice that we have to make, it is being made in calibrated by our quality team and it is done. So the first is on the spinning area is our hydraulic spinning machine. As you can see, it's our hydraulic spinning machine, and each of them is each of the parts what we are doing over there will be validated against their templates. And the quality inspectors in each of the base who will take care of the run. So again, drawing, all these parts, whatever we make over here, are inspected. Once cleared, it is taken for the next stage of production. This was the hydraulic machine where the deep drawing and all those things happen, like you can see. We have one more machine here, which is our CNC controlled spinning. So this is our CNC controlled spinning machine, where it follows a flow forming or metal forming process, metal flow forming process in this building. So here also, as we say, it is validate, even though it is done on the CNC machine, it is still validated against a template, and once cleared by the quality team, it is taken into the next process. So as part of any of the manufacturing process, there is. These are the raw material input area for the CNC machines, where the plates are cut and kept. So it will be taken from here and it will be then taken for spinning. Once spun, it is kept on racks for. So now let me just take you to our P4, which is our impeller section area. All the spun like I said, the raw materials are received, the cutting is done. Now this is our spinning area. So the cut components and the spun components are further taken for as part of the impeller fabrication. Just give me a quick break while for the doing to change this bracket part. Just I'll be a real quick one. Thank you. In the meantime, let me just so in the meantime, while we just change the batteries for the visuals, let me just answer the few questions that you have asked. So you were asking on the in WhatsApp that do you have an ERP? Yes, we do follow an ERP. It is Epicor, it was Epicor, which is now being changed to SAP. So we are now in the process of completing the or on the go live for the SAP ERP software. And for rejections, yes, there is there are two areas. I will say the rejection in two ways. When for the smaller components, yes, in the dedicated base, where for in each of the base, there is a dedicated rejection or NC area because it is for the manufactured component. Base bigger items for the or the raw materials, they will only come, they will remain in the receipt area only till the time it gets cleared by the lab for the for the material, the chemical and mechanical compositions. So if there is any rejection in the raw material, it will be straight away taken out from the receipt area itself and it will be taken for replacement. Now we are back on, and let me just take you to our day one was the the bought out, day two was the spinning, the cutting, day three was the spinning, and day four is our impeller section. So impeller, as you know, is the heart of the fan, which controls the airflow. Is the main component that controls the airflow. So here the quality requirements or the procedures will be very strict. So now you can see that this is our impeller section or our next bay, which feeds on the spun and the cut components. We have on our left side we have our fit up area, and on the right it is our fabric welding area. So basically, it is designated in that way. The fit ups which against the drawings which will be done on to your left will be taken on to your right for the weldings. So here, like I said mentioned earlier, we do in fabrication or weldings in stainless steel, mild steel, all this thing. Stainless steel, mild steel, aluminum, high strength steel, other high strength steels, everything. So primarily, once the fit up is done and the welding is done, there are dedicated quality engineers here in this place who will check for the two things in primarily. One is for the dimensional accuracy as per the manufacturing drawing, and second is the welding aspects. So weld quality is also checked over here, and once it is cleared by the quality team in the fit up and welding area, the out correction is done for the runouts and jump out, everything is validated here, and then it moves to the balancing of the dynamic balancing of it. We have in this area all the welders. So all the welders who are doing the welding here are validated by our quality team. Welding engineers are always certified annually or periodically, and then accordingly they are allocated that job. So we have for as part of the welding procedure, We have dedicated smoke exhaustion systems also installed so that the welding fumes do not get stuck in the fabrication area. It gets exhausted and it gets moved out. So the impellers what we make over here once it is cleared by quality will come to the next phase here for the dynamic balancing. So we have two dynamic balancing machines here, one for the smaller size impellers and one for the bigger size impellers. So 100% of the impeller, like you can see, 100% of the impellers that is made over here passes through the dynamic balancing. Because as you can see on your left, there will be items that is to be balanced. And once the balancing is over to the required standard like G2.5 or what as per the required specification, once it is done and then it is moved out, the quality inspects the items again, the impellers again, and it is taken out for the blasting and painting. So at this phase where the real components start getting manufactured, the GRN or the like I mentioned earlier, the serial number against or the ID number against each of the components are hard punched onto the component. So like the impeller we saw over here, once it is passed, it is the hard punch thing will happen. Again, you can see this is bay 4, which is our impeller fabrication. So for the longer, we also do the non-destructive testing methodologies also, like magnetic particle testing, as per requirement, dye penetrant testing, all these things we do over here as per the requirement of the project. So cutting, spinning, impeller. Now the next phase is our static parts manufacturing. So this is our bay 5, which is our static parts fabrication area. So the jobs here are fabricated against jigs and fixtures so that the accuracy remains, or the dimensional accuracy remains. The components cut on the laser and the plasma machines are not here, and against the manufacturing drawing, it is taken for fabrication. So here also, the like I mentioned over there, we have our, like you can see on the racks, there are dedicated jigs and fixtures for the fabrication what we do over here. So here also in this bay also there is a dedicated quality engineer who will inspect the parts against the manufacturing drawing once it is completed. And like I mentioned in the impeller area, here also once the part is completed, the IV number of the fan against the job number will be hard punched onto that. So that that becomes the basis for the traceability. So we have one more area in between where I will take you in a short while, which is our impeller, which is our machine shop. So the base six, we may be what we just saw was our bay five, which is our impeller, which is our first casing fabrication or static parts fabrication area. So this is our base six, which is basically our fan assembly area. So we saw we are getting our bought out items in day one, spun components, one inlet points and other things in day two, day three, the cutting in day two, spinning in day three, impeller in day four, static parts in day five. All these things, along with the machined components which we make in the machine shop, will come here in day six after blasting and painting for the assembly. So this is phase six, where we assemble our domestic fans or what we say a non-railway project fans. We have dedicatedly base 7 and bay 8 for the railway projects. Base 6 is dedicated for the domestic or the non-railway projects. So like we mentioned over here, so all these fans comes here for the assembly. So once it is assembled, they assemble the fan against the manufacturing drawing that is received to them. There is an assembly drawing as part of the manufacturing drawing that gets released over here. Here also there is a dedicated quality engineer who checks the or the in-process inspection during assembly. So now, once the fans are assembled here, bought outs and all these things are connected, then comes our second phase of the quality inspection, which is our testing area. On to your left is the test bench for the smaller fans, and on to your right is for the bigger fans. So we have two test benches in basics, which primarily caters the testing of the 100% fans, what we assemble over here. So we primarily do testing in two ways. One is the performance testing and one is the routine testing. Routine testing is what we say as the aerobic performance checking during full close, full open and beauty point only, along with the vibrations, bearing temperature guys, power consumption, all those things will be checked over here against the standard. And terus kemudian untuk tidak cedera harga produk. And performance testing is the full aerobic performance testing where we plot the entire graph starting from full open to full close conditions, and the graph is validated against the requirement or the required flow pressure requirement is calculated against that. So we do the testing by default by ourselves, and we also cater the customer witnesses also, customer inspection and witnesses also here. So let me take you to base 7 after base 6, which I said is primarily for the railway jobs. So the rail related jobs are primarily proven designs or dedicated designs, as I can primarily say, which is made against the job for the against the customer requirement, and that is we do not sell that or give that to any other people. So these jobs are primarily made against job and based on the customer's requirement on to the or the customer's project requirement, and made and there will be a long term or kind of a 12 months visibility because the bought out items for these things are quite long. So we assemble and test the fans here. So at this way, we primarily do the performance testing as well as in the normal IS methodology as well as AMCA. But for railways, in domestic fans, we do as per the customer requirement for IS as well as AMCA. But for railway jobs, it is 100% AMCA testing, AMCA 210 testing for the projects. So here the projects are the fan models, as you can see, will look similar, and all these things are made in batch quantities as per the long-term requirement. Fans once assembled, we keep it in stock. So for these kind of a projects, we follow a methodology that the current month's requirement plus the next month's requirement will always be in stock as finished good almost or in the final painting or packing. The third month's requirement will be always in the under manufacturing. So we always keep a 3 months rolling stock for these kind of projects here. And here comes the last in this the last way in this in the main building, which is which we formally call as the A8 or the pink way. Pink way is primarily our pink way. What is special about this area is that this is 100% maintenance line where only the specified one person will be only there from as a maid. All the other people are simple operators who are recruited from the local community and trained for the appropriate level. And then the special jobs or the repeated jobs what we see over here are all, or the railway jobs here are all assembled and tested by them. So here, quality engineer, the base supervisor, everyone female operator. was Nadi's initiative for the gender equality and the women empowerment in the area, in the workforce. So we have around 20 people who are working here, who are all female operators working in shifts. So that is one another thing that we feel ourselves pride to how to present. So these fans, what you see over here, are part of the railroad business, and which is made against high accuracy and uh, tried and tested, and giving a very long warranty period. Here, as required by the quality requirement of the project, or projects like this, we very strict quality ensurements that you see over here. So we have dedicated WPSP to the work instructions, SOPs, everything that is required to ensure that the people operates to the full extent, or along with the required quality parameters. They are all provided here and validated by the quality team and the production supervisors who are stationed here. Just give me a sec while now that this area is through, or the main factory building is through. I'll have to take you out to the painting area. Let me see how I can do that. But just give me a short break and I'll be right back with you. Yeah, so while the power source of the drone is being changed, so let me just take you give you a quick revamp. So we went to the bottom, then the cutting area, then the spinning area, internal fabrication, um, assembly, impeller fabrication, starting parts fabrication, and assembly. We saw the testing areas also, and we also saw the domestic or the railway fans assembly area, which we formally call as the pink. So now I am taking you to the machine shop area. So once the machine shop area is through, you have asked me to take you to the or show you the paint booths also. But let me see how best I can do that for the Wi-Fi range and other things. But let me just see how best I can do that. I can, if at all I am not able to do it live also, I can take a video of that and I can share it with you. But just give me a short while we are just back on. Wait, wait. So
ஏய் வெயிடா எங்க வெளிய போற வெளிய வெளிய இருந்து வரணும்டா உள்ள ஏய் வெளிய போடா வெளிய இருந்து தான்டா உள்ள போகணும் மிஷின் ஷாப் வாசல் அந்த வீடா உள்ள போகாத வெளிய
now I'm taking you to our machine shop where all the machine components what we make are machines here like the hubs, shaft, cooling fans, the die cast aluminum impellers for the railroad projects. All the items are machined here. So 100% of the machine components we do inside. Here as you see here, we have a mix of conventional turret links as well as the CNC control links over here. So each job are made again. Each job is made against the respective manufacturing drawing. As I said earlier also, there is a dedicated quality person who is stationed here who will inspect. So there are dedicated CNC lathes as well as conventional lathes here where we do our machining activities here. Outsourcing activities, 99% no, and we are doing it in-house. Only in very rare cases, if there is any non-standard keyway or anything that needs to be done, then only we do the outsourcing of the machining. But 99.99% it is in-house only. Fabrication of static parts, yes, we have a sub-supplier base or is not subcontracting base in and around our premises. So we have around 20 subcontractors who do the fabrication work for us. But as we see saw in the beginning itself that all the raw materials are cut at our end, and then whatever we outsource, we give the raw material, cut raw material components to them, and the manufacturing drawings are released. The outsourcing is done only for the labor or the subcontracting or the fabrication part only. Yes. No, no, no. That while I clear the part for the for ships, but in time the cranes and other things are in. Just give me a sec while I ask them to move on. ஏய் அந்த ஏரியால இருக்கிற அந்த ஜிப்ரைன் கொஞ்சம் சைட்ல நவுத்த சொல்லியிருந்தேன் நானு. சரி சரி முன்னாடி. ம். அதுக்கு மேலே தள்ள முடியாது. ஓகே அதுலேருந்து காமிச்சிருக்கேன். அந்த சைட்ல இருந்து காட்ட முடிஞ்சதுன்னா திருப்பிங்க. ஓகே ஸோ
எவ்வளவு போறடா நீங்க இருந்தே காட்டு
so wherever we are we are just moving in. Blasting and painting area is the next area where
நீ அங்கே
you want to do, but let me see the signal strength. Like I mentioned earlier, if not able to show you the paint booth area, then I will take a video of that and I will share it with you separately. But let me just try my best. So paint specifications, you as you asked, the clarification. Generally, for any job that we do, the paint specification will be as per the customer's requirement. So in the against the job, whatever we are, whatever the painting requirement is mentioned, whether it is single coat of primer, from single coat of primer to whatever 200, 300 DFP paint requirement, so whatever is there, those specifications are met as per the the customer requirement only. So we do not generally mention as a Nadi specified painting, but as we follow the customer specification. The customer specification, the requirement of the paint specs will be mentioned in our order transfer document as part of the manufacturing drawing that is released. So as per that, the painting team or or the surface finishing team will take it up and do the painting.
Yeah.
So let me just see how best I can take you or give a glance of the paint booth, at least from outside. So while they take out the drone for the area, what we are trying to do here, the drone will go in there and from a one area. So we are taking out the painting area, and then once it is done, we'll bring it back and then we will connect it to the lamp. So in the meantime, yes, you are absolutely right. So we go for the painting as per the agreed DFT requirement with the customer against the specific project. Yes, absolutely right. Whatever is the paint shade or the DFT requirement, that will be followed as per the customer requirement or the spec. So hope I was able to give you a glimpse of our main factory. In case there is any point that you want me to clarify, you can ask me now. And while the visuals of the paint booth is being brought in, I can give you a feedback on that. Spec, like I said earlier, sir, the specifications or the customer specifications of this thing as part of the process, once the order gets transferred to the factory, then only the customer specifications or the OA gets generated and that documents get transferred to the factory. Till that time, it is with it will be with the sales and the proposals team and the engineering team. So, as of now, I will not be able to answer you on the Siemens specification because that is not with me as of now. I have not received anything at my end. But the engineering team and the sales and proposals team will be able to answer you that. I will pass on your query to them, but they will get back to you on to the painting spec requirement. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Yes, I understand you are having a preoccupied meeting, so we will share with you the videos of the blasting and paint booth post lunch. Yes, like I hope you are able to hear that. Okay, the documents for the or the paint specifications for the Siemens project and all the things that will be the details will be shared with me once after the order gets confirmed. So till that time, the details will be with the projects and the sales team only, project sales team and the engineering team only. So once they are cleared, it will come to me. Then only I will be able to answer you on that. So, but rest assured, we will be meeting the customer's required specifications to the full extent. Not a problem at all. So yes, yes, sir. So post lunch, we will fix up a time and we will connect once again for the balance document review, and accordingly we will discuss again. So thank you so much for your time, and hope I was able to give you a quick glimpse of our factory. And if there is any other points also, please let me know. I will be glad to answer you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Have a pleasant day. our paint booth. So, like Mangesh had asked, so let me just take you or give you a quick glimpse of our paint booth. This was a new addition to our facility. So we have a dedicated blasting booth for mild steel products, and as well as another dedicated blasting booth for stainless steel products also, stainless steel parts also. So what we see over there is the paint booth, and subsequent to that, we have our axial fan dedicated division as well as the packing area. So any fabricated component that is made inside will come here for the painting and blasting and painting as per the customer specification. Have on to your right, on to your left, what we see is our dedicated blasting booth for mild steel in the corner, and pre-painting area that is prior to the assembly. So we'll go for a coat of primer and the paint as per the customer specification prior to the assembly. And once the testing everything is done, then we go for another final coat of painting for the product. So once it is, these are the items where the fabrication was completed and it is brought in and it is kept over here to be taken for assembly. And on to the right, what or right ahead, what you see are the finished products or the fans which was testing completed and then brought in here for the final paint touch-up. So once the paint touch-up is done, and again there will be a quality inspector who will be here, who will be dedicatedly looking into the aesthetic aspects. Once it is cleared by the final quality, then it will be taken for the packing from here. So again, as part of the QAP, the dimensional things and all these things, the dimensional aesthetics, everything will be validated again here. So we have what in this paint booth caters, like I said, a dedicated blasting area for the mild steel and stainless steel. We have a paint booth, the pre-painting area for the fans. For final painting, we have two smaller booths as well as a big paint booth plus one, which will help for the adverse weather conditions, the paint drying and even during adverse weather conditions. So once the painting is done in the parts, whatever it is, if there is a long storage that is being brought here and kept in the racks, dedicated racks. As you can see, the fabricated components once done and quality clear are brought here and kept in the racks. Once the quality, like you see, once the quality is cleared and for after final painting, it is taken for the final blasting, the final packing of from this place itself. It will be moved to the final painting, final packing area. And this is the area where all the static parts components which is received from the subcontractors are being received here. and from here we will be taken in for plastic engineering. Thank you once again. So we thank all our all the teammates who have viewed this live streaming. So hope I was able to answer you to the extent that you are expecting. So in case of any clarifications or any doubt, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant day.